Hey everyone, it's Brandon here again for another video. So today I am sitting in my meditation studio, and earlier in the day I had a plan. I was going to go to my studio, the physical location of my spiritual business of sorts, and I'm going to do my meditation, maybe study spiritual books, do spiritual practice. And then at the end of the day, I'm going to talk about a summary on video and record it. Basically, what did I do today? What did I learn? Are there insights to share from it? And so let's go over that. So what I did today, I had the idea of maybe I would read a spiritual book. I sort of did, but not the normal kind. I was thinking like maybe read some, I actually have it in front of me, some like stuffy old spiritual text like this, the middle length discourses of the Buddha, something like that. Plenty of other ones I could read, like this one, Mindfulness and Insight, the Mahasi Method. I could read something like that. But honestly, I've been going in a different direction lately. I've honestly been going deeper into what would appear to be, or what some people might call, New Age spirituality. And so this is the book that I was reading. It's The Goddess Oracle by Amy Sophia Marashinsky, illustrated by Hrana Janto, something like that. So, and it's an oracle deck. So I was doing a reading. I did an oracle and tarot reading for myself. I usually do that every time I come here, and it's just a way to practice and hone my skill as a reader, mainly just to learn the cards more, to, play with the lessons within them, and gain some insight into current situations in my life. When I think about tarot readings or oracle card readings, I'm never looking at them in the literal sense that some people do, of like, here is the fortune or the future that I'm going to predict for a situation. I don't look at it that way whatsoever. I more look at it as a way to externalize the psyche. In the case that I'm reading for myself, I'm externalizing my own psyche to myself, using the cards as sort of an intermediary. They are inspiring me to think a certain way, to get certain insights. But anyway, so in the oracle card deck, this is the card that I got at the top of my reading. The main overall card for my reading was Lakshmi, and the single line that they have representing her is abundance. So you can see the card here. And, like, it almost sounds cheesy. Like, especially if you spend time in, like, New Age spirituality, so-called New Age spirituality, you'll see lots of talk of abundance. I mean, it's like a buzzword at this point, abundance. And so it's kind of hard. Like, what do you do when you work with that? Can you take it seriously? And I think I can. A lot of it is gratitude. Like, it just goes back to these old spiritual platitudes, you could call them. Like, be grateful for what you have. Look at the abundance that's already in your life. Appreciate that abundance, and through the appreciation of that, you'll find that maybe more will come to you. that's a rough idea of this whole abundance debacle that goes on in this new age spiritual realm that we're in. And yeah, it's almost tiring to come to these same platitudes again and again, but they are necessary. When I'm reading, the description for Lakshmi in this book, I also spent some time reading kind of the introduction to the Oracle deck, the book itself. And actually was a fairly touching read at the beginning. I think New Age spirituality can get a bad rap a lot of the time. And like when you spend time with resources like this, what I've come to realize is the people who make this kind of stuff usually do have like some spiritual depth to them. Maybe they've lived through a difficult phase or years where they kind of honed in their spiritual healing and moved forward and have insights to share. And so you're kind of like, it's almost like a transmission of sorts. You read a book like this, and the person who made the Oracle deck, as well as the artist who did the illustrations, you're kind of like getting a transmission from those people, and then you're mixing that with your own psyche, and you can experience benefits from this process. At least that's how I am seeing it. That's how I'm experiencing it. And I'm having like a less and less formal, so to speak, spiritual practice. As like maybe a book like this would call for like some formal, practical, and almost historical type of meditation techniques, like taught by the Buddha and then later expounded upon by students like Mahasi Sayadaw. I'm getting away from that stuff. I'm literally just coming into trying to live my life in a more natural, in a way simplistic way, and just gain an appreciation for what intuition is and kind of what natural living is. So in my life, I have plenty of obligations, you could say, or duties. Obligation makes it sound almost negative, but I mean, they're positive obligations in a lot of cases. It's like being a father. It's a blessing, but it also comes with the work of caring for a family. We all have these duties that we have to go through and perform in life. And in performing the duties, we naturally come across resistances of sorts. And usually I find like the resistances, they're always an opportunity to grow who you are. And you only really grow by coming into some type of psychological, emotional, spiritual friction. And so when I come and do a day of spiritual practice like I did today, I was just kind of sitting there and I was working with the themes of the different cards, with the symbolism, working with my own emotions, working with, seeing some repetitive thought patterns and sort of loops that I've been in, and getting to appreciate those problems, those patterns from a different vantage point. And I, just sitting here doing another day of spiritual practice, working with all these spiritual themes, it was pretty fun. And I did do a brief meditation, and it felt great. It feels really expansive to be here to get to be in my own spiritual dojo of sorts. And I hope I can have more days to practice like this. And I look forward to sharing more of the journey with you guys. If you're interested in hearing about my spiritual journey and insights and themes that come up during it, my plan is to do these sorts of summaries, practice summaries more often. And then doing them more often, maybe stimulate the golden algorithm, which can bring more people like you to watch my videos and give me attention that then can be turned into profit of a sort, so I don't have to work normal boring jobs. I can instead become like a Brandon Rowe TV show talking about spirituality and philosophy and how to live the good life. And maybe nerds like you come and you watch this video, you watch this content, and you're just all absorbed into Brandon Rowe and the parasocial relationship, they're in this YouTube channel. So, like, that's the pipe dream, right? And for the pipe dream to come true, either I have to make more money doing other things like real estate, which is happening, and then maybe one day I'll be able to do YouTube all the time and just not make any money from it. Like, it's cool. Either way, that's the plan. This is what's happening. I'm trying to, over time, become more and more set up like a person who can sit in a room by himself and study spirituality and meditate and generate insights and hold the insights of others within myself, within my mind, within my heart, within my body, and just chew on these insights and generate new little mini insight avenues, working with all of them, and collect crystals and have, nice trippy tapestries behind me and light candles and act like a modern day wizard. Like, come into my own little spiritual dojo and be a wizard. Role play wizardry. Like, that is what I'm doing. Role playing wizardry and enjoying life. It's a fun time. I'm also learning sometimes I need to take life less seriously. And I invite you to do that with me. Take life less seriously. Smile once or twice more during your days here on Earth. And hey, I say that's good enough of an improvement. Maybe I need to give up on this self-improvement addiction that I've been on for like decades now. So much of our lives these days are just... It's like reality just is a pressure cooker trying to get you to grow and improve. And sometimes you just have to fucking sit there and smell the roses of how good you already are, how far you've already come. You can listen to English. Whether you understand it or not, I don't know. But you're hearing English. Like, you maybe. Or you're seeing a person on the screen. Like, you're doing something. Even if it's just the most basic thing of perceiving another person. It takes actually a really rare set of circumstances for you to be able to be a so-called person and perceive another person. And then we bring in like understanding of language, emotional intelligence, all these other sorts of things. Just you sitting there being a person watching a YouTube video of someone not as entertaining as the rest of YouTube talking to you like me, like I'm doing right now. It's just funny how much is actually required for the most basic of functions that we do throughout the day. There's actually a lot going into this. It's kind of fucking crazy. So anyway, here's like this like rusty rock colored quartz Let's see. Show off my little crystal collection. What else do we have here? I actually found this one at my childhood home, digging. I believe it's some type of quartz. Can it just focus? Yeah. Kind of cool. So anyway, another day grinding out life as a friggin' wizard. I'll see you guys next time.